Hi there, everybody. So I just now touched my phone and I don't know what I did, but I messed it up. Let me see if I can fix it. Sorry about that. Okay, let's just leave it as is and go on. So hi, happy Monday. Today is Monday, July 13th. It's my little sister's birthday, so happy birthday, Gina. If you're watching this, I hope you have a great day, and I hope you got your card that I mailed to you. I'm going to start with some Stampin' Up! Announcements. No, I'm not, because remember last week, if you watched my video, I told you that when I got the Paper Pumpkin add-on kit, I would share it with you, and so here it is. So I was really surprised. They're even better than I thought they would be. So there's 24 cards in here and 24 envelopes, so you get 8 of 3 different designs. So these are the 3 cards, right, which are really pretty. I can hardly wait to do some, I was thinking the Mountain Majestic dies and doing some mountain scenes on those, but we'll see when I get my Paper Pumpkin kit if I change my mind. And then these are the envelopes. There's 3 different colors of the little lightning bugs on the envelopes, and then on the other side they are gold embossed. So that's the Paper Pumpkin kit, or add-on, I'm sorry, that was available July 1st through, I think, while supplies last. So if you're interested in those, I would get them now. Don't wait or they'll sell out. And if you're one of my Paper Pumpkin subscribers, watch your mail, because I'll be sending you a make and take using these cards in the mail. And like I said, I was really happy. I thought they were just card fronts, and come to find out they're full cards with envelopes. So August Paper Pumpkin, which you have to subscribe before August 10th, is all about celebrate life's champions. And the thing that excites me about this kit is that 9 cards in envelopes and distinctive stamps. So this is going to be another great kit. And if you want to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, just go to paperpumpkin.com, and then please, if you don't have a demonstrator, choose me as your demonstrator. So there's that. Next, it's bonus days, July 1st through August 3rd, I think. Every $50 you spend, you'll get a $5 coupon via email that you can spend from August 4th to the end of August. So that's exciting stuff with the bonus days. And then watch the mail, because Stampin' Up! Said the catalogs went out last week. So if you don't get a catalog by August 1st, please let me know and I will mail you one. But if you're my customer and I've sent you catalogs before, watch the mail, because yours is coming in the mail. Okay, so now on for my things. Finally, I'm a little bit late this month, but I finally got my classes posted onto my blog, which is Be Creative with Kathy. You can go see all the information for my classes. And my first class is called, every month I do 2 classes. I do a bundle class and I do a Stamp a Greeting class. So this month's bundle class is the jar of flowers with the coordinating punch. Let's turn it this way so you can kind of see what punch it is. And these are my cards. So I have a shaker card, and then I have a pop-up card. This is a cute little card here that sits on the desk. So when you pull down here, it pops it up and sits up, and then just a note card. And really, this one might be my favorite. That just proves how plain and simple I like things. But anyway, that's my class. This class is either on Zoom or in my home, depending on which time you pick. And like I said, all the information is on my blog, Be Creative with Kathy. So then my F&D, I call it, Stamp a Greeting class. It's a class for people who don't have a lot of product but like to stamp. So maybe you're just getting started. And so with this class, I usually use, you'll use your stamp set and the black ink pad. Now sometimes I use different ink pads, and I'll show you on my blog which colors I use, but here's a stamp is a good In fact, that's the stamp set I used for all my cards this time. But when you get your card kit in the mail or on your porch or however I get it to you, they're all upside down. Before class, all you have to do is put them together and stamp a simple greeting. So these are my, what I call Stamp a Greeting cards. And like I said, they're not the newest exciting Stampin' Up! Products. Some stuff is just in my studio, but all you have to do is stamp a greeting and use your ink and stamp set. Oh, and the 3D project this time is a little post-it note that's like a little easel that sits on your desk. And yes, the pin and the post-it notes are included. So there's the Stamp a Greeting. I don't even remember what dates they are. Like I said, you'll have to go on my blog if you're interested. And we do that, the Stamp a Greeting on a Saturday via Zoom. Let's see if I can get at least my hostess code in there, because this is the next part. Host code. So this month, you know, I usually have a drawing. If you place a such and such order, I'll put your name in a drawing. Well, this month, I always send a thank you card if you place an order. But if you place a $25 order using this host code at my online store, I'm going to send you the new Stampin' Seal. This is Stampin' Up's new adhesive, and I want everybody to try it out. And so, there you go. That's what you get for a $25 order. So make sure you use the host code so I know to send you your Stampin' Seal. And I have fallen in love with Stampin' Seal. The next thing I have to tell you is kind of different. I'm trying new things now that we're all stuck at home or social distancing. And so I have a class, but I don't know if I'd call it a class. I don't know, maybe you'll help me name it. Using the Itty Bitty Christmas and the Snowfront. And I call it a Snowfront Christmas in July. All the measurements and products I used are on my blog, but it's a picture framed piece, thanks to Kelly Needham. Sorry, Kelly. And then 4 different cards. And I think how I'm going to do this card is just by video on my blog. Look at how pretty that one is, huh? Anyway. So I have just borrowed these ideas from different demonstrators, and you can see what the demonstrators' names are on my blog. But I think that this won't be necessarily a class where we get together, but something that you can just copy off of my blog. And starting tomorrow, I'll start getting the videos on my blog too. And that way, if you want to make those items, all you have to do is log on there, watch a video, cut some paper, and then bada bing, bada boom. You got some Christmas cards. Okay, so enough talking. I went on, well, I'm not done talking because now I'm going to start my project for today. So this weekend, last weekend, Saturday in fact, I attended this thing called a creative retreat. I think that's what it was called. And some of the top demonstrators from Stampin' Up! Put it on and inspired me like no other. And so today's card is inspired by Lisa Cericio. I'm gonna mess up Curvio. I don't know what her name is. Lisa anyway. And this was one card that she made. I cased it exactly like she did it so I could show it to you. And then I decided to make my own card, and this is what I came up with. So this is what we're gonna make today. And this is called the Diamond Layout. But isn't that cute using that little hippo stamp set? So let's look at that real quick. These are the framelits, which is really what made me fall in love with this stamp set in the first place. The hippos, really cute. We can do a lot of stuff with the little hippos and the unicorn and the sheep, whichever. But look at the dies. They have these frame layering dies that I love. I use this kind of thing all the time, and when I saw these dies, I decided I had to have it. And then of course I bought the bundle to save the 10%. And so now I've fallen in love with the whole thing. But like I said, this is what we're gonna make. I've got all my little pieces and parts here, and we'll just start by stamping all these little pieces to the card. Okay, so I'll show you what I did too, is if you look here, this little purple hippo is really cute, but you can't really see the eyes and the mouth, right? So I decided, and I practiced a little bit, that it looks better if you stamp it like this. So let's get out. We'll probably use a bunch, every little block I have to make this card. But we'll start with some two-step stamping and put that little hippo. It looks like this. I think they would call this the second step, but I always do the darkest step first. So I'm going to bring in some Highland Heather ink, and I'm going to stamp this second part of my hippo right there. Now, this is going to be the darkest part of my hippo, so I didn't stamp off its full strength, just like that. Look how cute she is. And then this one is the solid image, which I think most people would call this as step 1, but like I said, I think it's step 2. I need to bring in a scrap paper so I can stamp off. But I'm going to stamp here first, and then line her up the best I can right there. And look how cute that is. Holy cow, she's a cute little hippo. Okay, and then we're going to bring in yet another block and try to find the face of the hippo. Here it is here. Mount that one. I'm going to put away the Highland Heather ink for now and bring in, and I don't have it here, my black Memento ink. And this is what I'm going to stamp the little face, and you'll have to bear with me while I hover here so I can get it in the right spot. Maybe a little hair in the camera. I think I hit it pretty good. Yeah, and looky, now there's her little face. Now, if you think, because I keep calling it a little girl hippo, if you take your black Stampin' Right marker with the fine pen tip, you could just put some little eyelashes on her. And now, looky there. Now for sure, she's a girl hippo with her little eyelashes. Okay, let's keep stamping. So then, I'm going to bring in some Flirty Flamingo ink, and let's go ahead and stamp our little butterfly. So we're going to stamp this one full strength in Flirty Flamingo, and I'm going to do 2 butterflies, one for the front, and then we'll throw one on the inside. There we go. And then on yet another block, bring in their little wings. This is the second step. Now you notice I've stamped, well, it's sticking to my finger, my dark color first, because I think it's easier to see when you're trying to line up the next one. And then just stamp their little wings like that. Almost missed on that one, but I think it's still okay. And then the killer for the little butterfly, I think, bring in some black Memento, is this itty bitty tiny little face for the butterfly. So on the butterfly, because the face is itty bitty really small, I'm going to just barely tap here, make sure I don't have it upside down, and then just lightly touch right there. Look how cute. Can you see the little faces on the butterfly? Hold on, let me lift it up and show you. So now they have the little face on there. Okay, a couple more stamps we'll need. At this time I'm going to bring in my chamois. Maybe I'm not going to bring in my chamois. Where did my chamois go? Okay. Oh, it's right here. Okay, I'll need my chamois because I'm going to bring in the little tiny flower. Looks like this. And I'm going to stamp him first in the Bumblebee, the new in color. Now I'm going to do 2. And then clean it on my chamois here. And then bring in, I think I want that dark purple, so I'm going to bring in some Gorgeous Grape and stick with the dark purple on my flowers, even though, well, let the ink sink in, Kathy. As I was saying, instead of going with the Highland Heather like I did the hippo, I think I'm going to keep the flowers the dark purple, like that. So there's our stamping. Then I would take the dies and put them on my stamped images here. Now my recommendation is with the flowers that you really use a little bit of washi tape or masking tape, and when you put those down, you hold them down with the tape, because these little pieces like this move on your big shot, especially when you're trying to put a bunch of dies down at one time. And the cool thing about this stamp set, not to mention the layering parts, is look, you get 1, 2, 3 little flowers that you can die cut all at the same time. Love it when Stampin' Up! Does stuff like that. Okay, so let's go run this through the big shot or your die cutting machine. Speaking of die cutting machines, did you know that Stampin' Up's new die cutting and embossing machine will be available September 1st? So excited about that. But I did some die cutting in advance so you wouldn't have to wait. I have my little hippo here. I have my 2 little butterflies, all my little flowers. I did cut some extras just because it was fun and I went to town. And then I cut those 2 little flowers. I also cut from Granny Apple Green a few of these little squiggly lines and a little bow. So now we have all of our pieces. Let's start layering our card. So here I have a piece of Bumblebee cardstock that is 8.5 by 4 1/4. So you're right, it's not going to be our normal 5.5 by 4 inch card. It's going to be a little bit smaller. It's a 4 by 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 card. Then I have the inside, which I have cut at 4 1/8 by 4 1/8. And our first layer, and you know what, if I don't get the measurements to you, don't worry about it, because they're all on my blog. And as soon as I'm done here, I'll even post the video on my blog, and you can go back or go visit my blog and get all the dimensions there. Because then we have several squares here, and I'll never get the measurements right off the top of my head, and I didn't write them down. And so there's our 3 squares. And this square, the white on the magenta, we're just going to layer this one down and use a little bit of Stampin' Snail. Nope, snail is a thing of the past. Stampin' Seal. We'll see if I ever can get used to calling it the right name. So there we go, we got 1 layer. And then this is just the In Color Designer Series paper with the little polka dots on there. But everybody loves polka dots. Put some polka dots on our card here. And layer that on the bumblebee. And then the last piece, this is what we're going to decorate. So once again, I'm going to bring in a piece of scratch paper just to protect my surface. And I want this, let's see, I have a post-it note here, to be white at the bottom. So I'm going to put a post-it note here. And then from the stamp set, bring in this itty bitty little stem right here. Mount that on my block, and the itty bitty leaf that looks like that. And mount that on my block. And then I'm going to clean this block, the hippo's face here. Put him away. And get out the words that say hippo birthday, and mount that for later. Okay. So now that I have my post-it note here and I have some Granny Green Apple ink, got too much stuff on my desk, I'm going to go ahead and ink up that little stem, and I want it tall in the center. And then I'm going to kind of just stamp them different lengths here. Oop, that one's kind of short, but I think he'll be okay. So there you go. Then you have them in a line like that. Let's add some leaves. I love how all these little pieces come together to make really cute scenes, I guess you would call it. Right? So then those little flowers, I have some itty bitty dimensionals here and some glue dots. Three of the flowers I'm going to put down. Oh, you know what? I lied. I'm going to put 2 of my flowers on glue dots, and I'm going to get that flower and some purple ink, and I'm going to stamp him right here, then clean him up a little bit, bring in the bumblebee ink, stamp a couple flowers here. There we go. Now we're ready for the flowers on the glue dots. We're going to add those. No, yep, I think I want one there. And this one here. Just like that. Cute, right? So with these little squiggly things, I'm going to just take some liquid glue. Maybe I am. Let's see if I can get it to work. There we go, now it's working. And lay this. Now I saw Stampin' Up! Do this in their catalog as a sample card, and I thought it was so cute, I wanted to do the same thing. So, try to get that straight. Ha! There we go. And then this one too. Put that down under it like that, and then just with my paper snips, I'm going to snip off the back. So now this piece is ready to layer on my smallest square magenta piece. See how I didn't quite get this stamped all the way here? So I'm going to take this last flower, might as well use it since I got it, and go ahead and fix that with a little cover up. That's what makes paper crafting fun, is there's never any mistakes, just lots of embellishments. Then with my little butterfly here, I'm going to take a dimensional, put him on the back of there, get rid of that release paper, and set her right up here. There we go. So now it's time to, well, let's go ahead and do the inside while we're at it. So I'm going to first take my stem with a little bit of grain ink again. Where'd my post-it note? I'm going to put my post-it note down and just stamp a couple, well, I think I'm going to stamp 3 little flowers here. Oh, we might as well do the leaf while I have the green ink out. Here he is. Put a couple leaves on my stems. Now, bring in the yellow. That was the last color I used on my flower, so the stamp's dirty with yellow, and we'll stamp a couple little yellow flowers. Clean it on my chamois real quick. Bring in the gorgeous grape again. Okay, and then that last piece of I don't know what this would be called. It looks like a strip of wingeding. lay that down just like that, and then again with the paper snips. Okay, now I think the inside, let's see if that's what, oh, and we need our little butterfly on the inside. I'm going to go ahead and stick another dimensional on the butterfly. Oh, and you know what? I should tape this while it's flat. Put this on the inside of the card. There we go. Now for the front of the card, it's time to start layering it up. So I'm going to take dimensionals and put them around the corners of our first magenta piece. And then lining up corner to corner here, trying to get it centered in the card. There we go. And then the next square, let's put this away. Now this time I'm going to make sure the dimensionals are closer to the center so they don't fall off the corners here. And I'll show you what I'm talking about when I put it down, because I want it to lay flat. And it's going to lay catty corner on that last square. And this is what gives it the diamond effect. That's why it's called a diamond layout. So we take this card, I'm going to square it up. And so my dimensionals are on the inside of here. Okay, and then that last piece, some more dimensionals. And of course I forgot to stamp the greeting. That on. I'm going to bring in some of the cinnamon cider, the new in color, and I absolutely love this color with the bumblebee cardstock. So let's take my little happy or hippo birthday. It's still going to work out just fine. And look how cute that is. Okay, let's take our last square here. Line that up, just like that. Then with my hippo, I'm going to take and put a glue dot up here on the top of his head, her head. I think she's a girl. And then I'm going to stack some dimensionals on his body. In fact, I'm going to stack one, and then stack another, because this piece here is already 2 dimensionals high, and so now so is she. And that way when you lay her down, her body's equal to this, and the glue dot is on here, and then she'll lay flat. So then it looks just like that. So is that not, oh no, we forgot, I almost forgot. And then last but not least, with just a touch of glue here, little spot of liquid glue. Let me pick this up. We probably should have done that before we put her on there. We got the little bow, and then these in color enamel dots. Let's see if I can get one of these. We'll stick this right on the inside of that bow. And look how cute that is. So now I know that with you go to mail a square card, it costs a little bit of extra postage. And so you know the square card fits just fine in a regular Stampin' Up! Envelope. Or if you're going to hand deliver it, you can take one of Stampin' Up's clear envelopes, place your card in there so your recipient can see it. And then you can fold this down, take this off, and fold this down and make it so the envelope fits your card just perfect. So those are my cards today. Thank you for watching. I hope you like the diamond technique. Remember to use the host code when you place this order when you place your order this month, so you get the free stamp and seal. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great week. Bye-bye.